All right.
You have to get into the picture here. Okay, we're starting to record.
All right.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. I'm here to have a conversation with
Inshik.
Yes.
About?
About this beautiful Sporks that's being rolled out at Ithaca City School District.
Yes. So, what is a spork? It is a spoon, fork, and knife all rolled into one. So instead of having to wash 3 separate things, you're only washing one. We're saving water.
Yeah, you might hear the water in the background. We're talking about water. So not only we save ourselves from the quagmire of plastics, which you must already know about, and I can talk about it in detail, but I'm going to save you on that for now. But we can also save water when you have only one spork as opposed to
3 utensils.
Yeah, definitely save water, and saving water is also important. So
these sporks have been around for quite a while. My father, when he came, he was in the United States. He imported these sporks thinking that they would be very useful for cafeterias, hospitals, prisons even. And in the 70s, he drove around the country trying to sell them to different organizations, even some franchises like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. So he used to drive around in the South, and even in the 70s, he told me he went to places where they still had white-only bathrooms.
Isn't that crazy?
In the 70s.
It's illegal by then. 1970s,
Yes.
it's done. It shouldn't have been there. So I'm not sure what Inshik's father was looking at. He study history.
He was driving around the
he studied
countryside.
history. It shouldn't have been there. Those,
Anyways,
separate bathrooms. Yeah.
So he was driving these around the country trying to sell them, and everybody said, "Oh, no thank you. We are moving to plastics."
Dang.
So they thought, "Oh, it's so much cheaper. No washing. We just throw them away."
Terrible idea.
So 50 years later almost, we have realized now we're much smarter. We've evolved.
Yeah, when you think about 50 years, that's half a century. Over half a century.
So these have been moved around from my father's house to my mother's house, and now they're at my house. And thankfully, we are able to have them in the school system so that our young people can understand that we don't have to throw away plastics. We can recycle these and reuse them, wash them, save water, and use them again and again.
Yeah, so that's the idea. Don't throw it away. This doesn't belong to trash bins. These are beautiful sporks. It's right out of Korea.
But they look like they could be from Ikea almost. They're so good.
No, I said it's so much better. It's so much better, much better quality. I mean, you can see it. You can feel when you hold it, it's really good. It's not cheap.
You had them tested, right?
It's nice. Yes, we got them tested at Center for Environmental Health out in California. They tested for us in the lab, so there's no bad chemicals, heavy metals, none of that. It's totally safe. And and some of you students asked ooh, it's been in the barn for 50 years. No, it's totally clean. It was wrapped
beautifully in boxes.
Multiple layers of boxes, and
they were ready to
it
go.
It's really shiny and it's really nice. And it even has a nice decoration.
And they look kind of they could be sort of Danish.
Yeah.
But they're Korean.
Yeah, it's Korean. And back
they've
then...
been around for 50 years in the United States.
Yeah. And in Korea, back then, that was a place to go to get the...
That's right. Back then, stainless steel was a big import from Korea. I don't think they do so much stainless steel anymore.
Yeah, it's not interesting. Yeah, but I still get if you order a stainless steel containers and stuff, some of the stuff still come from Korea. Yeah,
High-end.
my reusable containers I ordered from plastic free, like a store, like it come from Korea.
What was the organization that funded these?
Plasticfreerestaurants.org.
There you go.
Yeah, they are a really awesome organization that help restaurants to switch from single-use to reusables, and they also fund schools. So thank you, John, very much, the executive director there. Thank you.
Plastic free. We're trying. They're a national organization.
It's really awesome. Check them out.
And there's also, you're trying to get these into, or you're trying to do non-single use, bring your own containers.
Right. That's another campaign we're doing. If you see green stickers around town that says bring your own container, that's from us, Zero Waste Ithaca. We are a community organization run by all volunteers. And we want to see a cultural change and behavioral change, which is so critical, for us to continue our existence in the future world.
Which is why these are so great in the schools, because we really are trying to make a cultural change to no more throwing away of things like plastic and just landfilling, because it's just going to be there forever.
Yeah, it has so many implications. If you've seen the awesome article by Ace, shout out to Ace at Ithaca High School. He has a really fantastic article on IHS Tattlers, and you can see all the reasons why, plastics and single use is so problematic. We have to stop throwing things away and keeping things and taking care of things and cherishing things into the next generation. This can last hundreds of years under the proper care, because it's not cheap plastic. It's real stuff. Yeah.
Dishwashing. Now, you wouldn't go home and just throw away all the plastic in your house, would you?
No.
So,
Yeah, just return it to the cafeteria. Return it to the cafeteria. Yeah. All right. Did you talk about it coming from Korea, right? Yeah,
we talked about them. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
We're not making new. Although you can use new things, just don't throw them away.
Did you say about the separate bathrooms? Yeah. Did you say that? I'm gonna edit this thing. Because this is second take, I can't really. Okay.
We're gonna have some takeouts.
Okay. What else were we supposed to talk about?
Actually, you know what? Have you ever watched The Graduate? The movie?
I keep hearing about that movie, and I haven't.
You should watch the movie, because in that movie, Dustin Hoffman is a young graduate, and this businessman says to him, "Son," this was in the 60s, actually probably late 60s. He says he's looking for a career that he's going to have, and he says, "Son, the future is in plastics."
All right. Yeah, that's a famous quote. I keep seeing them, but I never got around to watching the film.
When I saw that film, I was like, oh my goodness, that really did happen. And it happened to my father.
Yeah, in a tragic way for his business. Yeah. He never made money with this.
That's right. So it's a good thing it's getting used now. Reborn after almost 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
he was ahead of his time.
So indeed he was ahead of his time. yeah. Thank Inshik's father, and it's beautiful. It's
use them.
It has a special history, so not to throw away. It doesn't belong to trash bins. It goes back to cafeteria. Yes.
Put them back.
It's
Bring
the
them
future
back.
wave.
Don't throw them away.
It's the future wave.
Reuse them.
Yes.
Reuse them.
Yeah. Okay.